Hello everyone, and welcome to 9.9 Comics, the Top 5, and I am your host, Kyle, and today we are going to deliver to you our top 5 picks for New Comic Book Day coming up Wednesday, July 24th, 2019, and here you go. Starting with number 5, we have Archie vs. Predator 2, number 1 of 5, out of Archie Comics Publications. Betty, Veronica, and Predator Archie have been left in the wreckage of their town, all their friends dead. Normally, they just go down memory lane and get home again where everything's okay, but that's no longer an option. It isn't until they find an undamaged car and drive it down a different road where they can finally return to Riverdale, but their hometown feels different. And it's made even more bizarre when they come face to face with a few people they've never expect, themselves, only different, newer versions. Little do they know, predators on Mars are watching them, planning their next attack. So, Archie vs. Predator, if you haven't already heard of it, it came out a few years ago and was actually pretty popular. It's actually very successful. And right now, anything Archie is highly collectible. I mean, Archie, I don't think Archie's been this big in pop culture since it was new in like the 50s and 60s. So with that said, this is also a featured item, you guys. So it's coming in at number 5. That's a strong number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Swordmaster number 1 out of Marvel Comics. Mighty Marvel Martial Arts Double Trouble, all new ongoing series. You saw him tear through fire goblins in War of the Realms with his big damn magic sword. Now learn through the mysterious origins of Lin Li, aka Swordmaster, Marvel's newest Chinese superhero, in the English language debut of the original series written by Shuizu and drawn by Gunji. Haunted by dreams of demons, Lin Li hunts for his missing archaeologist father and for the secret of the black sword he left behind. And in a brand new story written by Greg Pak from New Agents of Atlas, Swordmaster teams up with Shang-Chi, which happens when an undisciplined, untrained kid with a magic sword tangles with the one and only undisputed master of Kung Fu. So, this is pretty much a big deal, primarily because it is the first appearance of Swordmaster in English comic print. So it's technically a first appearance, not really, but it holds the same weight. Our number 3 pick for this week is a very big deal, especially for Marvel Comics and for especially X-Men fans. House of X, number 1 of 6 out of Marvel Comics, written by Jonathan Hickman and art and cover art by Pepe Larraz. Face the future. Superstar writer Jonathan Hickman from Secret Wars, Avengers, and Fantastic Four takes the reins of the X-Men universe. Since the release of Uncanny X-Men number 1, there have been 4 seminal moments in the history of X-Men. Giant-sized X-Men, X-Men, Age of Apocalypse, and New X-Men. 4 iconic series that introduce a new era for Marvel's mutants and revolutionize the X-Men. In House of X, Charles Xavier reveals his master plan for mutant kind, only that it will bring mutants out of the shadow of mankind and into the light once more. So, this is a really big deal, you guys. This is a very big, groundbreaking X-Men book. As you know, X-Men for a long time, almost my entire life, has been famous for having too many books in print at the same time. And Spider-Man, but we're not talking about Spider-Man. But it's too much to keep track of, and it's really hard for fans to be on the same track. So this House of X and Powers of X will be the authority of X-Men, and Hickman will be at the reins of it, so you don't have to. It's going to X-Men fans. You're out there. You're listening to me. This is for you. Get excited, and especially if you collect collectors. X-Men hasn't really been the most collectible book, but this may change. And for our number 2 pick this week, we have Web of Venom, Funeral Pyre, number 1 out of Marvel Comics. For weeks, the serial killer called Carnage has been hunting former symbiote hosts and killing them. Next on his list is Andy Benton, formerly Mania, who is back to living in Philadelphia and without any symbiote to save her. So, this is going to be a special tie-in to Absolute Carnage. Also, it's going to be written by Cullen Bunn, which is hands down the best, one of the best at least, horror comic book writer of our time. You can't name a current awesome horror comic without Cullen Bunn's name being on the front of it. Or at least you're damn hard to. Also, this is going to be a one-shot, so real easy to collect. You buy this one book. Oh look, I got the whole series. You don't have to worry about it next week or next month, whatever. And now it's time for the 9.9 no-brainer. This week's 9.9 no-brainer is Batman: Curse of the White Knight, #1 of 8, out of course, DC Comics. Written, art, and cover art by the man, Sean Murphy, in this explosive sequel to the critically acclaimed blockbuster Batman the White Knight from the writer, artist Sean Murphy. The Joker recruits Azrael to help him expose a shocking secret from the Wayne family's legacy and to run Gotham City into the ground. As Batman rushes to protect the city and his loved ones from danger, the mysteries of his ancestry unravels, dealing a devastating blow to the Dark Knight. Exciting new villains and unexpected allies will clash in this unforgettable chapter of the White Knight saga, and the truth about the blood they shed will shake Gotham to its core. Excuse me. So, the big deal with this one is, let me get my notes up here. It's a diamond gem. It's an easy one, but we're not worried about that. It's also a black label #1. Also not worried about that. What we are worried about, though, is this is, again, Sean Murphy, who did the original series, art, wrote it, everything. He's back doing the sequel. It's also really easy to collect. It's only 8 issues, but it's the most important thing, I think, is now that it's on Black Label single issues, we can see this book being a little more loose on the PC, and by a little more I mean a lot more. To expand on that, the first series actually just came out in regular DC format, and it came out under the radar. Everyone loved it when it actually came out, blew up, and DC didn't let him do a lot of the stuff that Sean Murphy wanted to do in the original series because it was on the original DC print. So they're moving it over to Black Label so Sean can do what he wants artistically with the book that he originally wanted to do. So you can see this book being, I don't want to say it would be better, but he's in a better place for writing, let's say. And now for the honorable mentions. We're going to start out with Marvel with Guardians of the Galaxy #7. It's going to have a Carnageized variant, and this is also going to be a new story arc, Death of Rocket Raccoon. Now the story arc is going to be called Death of Rocket Raccoon, which you can assume in Marvel's history means Rocket Raccoon's not going to die for like 30 more issues. Then we have History of Marvel Universe #1, Marvel's Epilogue #1, Age of Conan Belit #5 of 5, final issue guys, Fearless #1, Valkyrie Jane Foster #1, Didn't She Die? Anyway, out of DC Comics we have Wonder Woman #75, Jenny, specifically for the Jenny Frison card variant, or Frison, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I don't know how to pronounce anybody's names, apparently. Out of Image, I'm sorry, let me back up. Action Comics number 1013, specifically for the Frank Quietly cardstock variant, and then Batgirl #37, specifically for the Joshua Middleton cardstock variant. Then moving on to Image Comics, we have Ascender #4, Lazarus Risen #2, Redneck #22, Weatherman Volume 2 #2, and Skyward #15. Then out of Dark Horse Comics, we have Aliens Rescue #1, and then finishing it off with IDW with Star Pig #1, and also a little extra on the end of this. Just in case if you missed San Diego Comic-Con, like all of us, or most of us, I'm sure some of you went, friends, damn you. But you can come to the store. We're going to have tons of exclusives. That's toys and collectibles, figure collectibles are going to be here that are shipped straight from San Diego for anybody that would like to feel like they went there or have a nice collectible comic, because those exclusives tend to be pretty collectible. With that, I thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and being you. and also for collecting comics and keeping the love of it going. And remember to come back next week for our next top 5, where we will do the same thing as we do every week when we can. Have a good one, guys.